Anyway, okay, well, this could truly go anywhere. Okay, welcome to episode 3 of DNMs with Duzzi. We're here with the one and only
Rapz.
Where are you from?
That's a hard question.
That is a hard question.
I'll just say I'm from New Zealand.
Planet Earth.
Planet Earth. And I live in Carrara.
Cool. And we're on.
Oh,
and you play for the Broncos. And we're on. You clap with me. Okay, beautiful.
Oh,
all right.
That's good. I like that.
I hit the quick fire straight away. Favorite rugby league moment as a fan?
When we went and watched the Broncos play and we were both injured, and we sat up in the disabled section. That was one of my favourites.
Yeah, there was actually some really good people.
We laughed that whole game.
Yeah, that was fun. It was good. Favorite rugby league moment as a player?
Burleigh Bears grand final when we versed Princey's team.
Valley
Die Hard, and we won on the buzzer.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was a hectic game.
That was a good game. And you were really abusing Ali that game.
I can't remember, but probably.
That's actually like half of our team was in that team.
If you didn't fight with Ali during any of your games or your career, then
yeah,
you're not her teammate. No.
I actually also have.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a rite of passage. You can do in the comp or in our team most underrated NRLW player.
Sarah Tonga-Tuki.
Oh, Toggers!
Yeah, I reckon Sutler's probably one of the most underrated.
Yeah, she's a gun.
There's plenty, but she would be by far one of the most underrated. Yeah. I mean,
agreed.
She carries her team, that's for sure.
She's also a nightmare to tackle because she's like
a brick.
Yeah, 100%. And she's so nice.
Yeah, that's half the problem. You can't even be aggressive and angry at her because she's not aggressive and angry. She's like, oh, shot sis.
Yeah, she does that, or she'll smash you and then be like, oh, good, Dal.
Great run.
You're like, oh.
You just dropped me.
Okay, moving on. Shameful obsession. I mean,
I've got plenty. There's a lot there. But I reckon one that I haven't actually said before.
Okay.
So I'll say it now. I bite my fingernails, and if I've got like food in my teeth, just like a flosser. 3 flosses.
I actually bite my fingernails out of like anxiousness.
But then I just started going, oh, I got food in my teeth.
Okay, wow, that's
3
intimate.
flosses.
That's intimate. Yeah.
But gross, but yeah.
Your childhood hero.
Jonathan Thurston. I thought I was Jonathan Thurston growing up.
Really?
At primary school.
You know what? Dreams are for free. So that's.
I genuinely would play touch footy on the basketball court at school, and I would say I'm Thurston.
Did you wear headgear?
No, I was never allowed to wear headgear. We couldn't afford it.
Okay, 3. We're not gonna get through this.
Oh, sorry, Mum.
3 albums or artists, because albums seem to be hard for people. So you can do 3 artists or 3 albums for the rest of your life. Can I guess one of yours?
Yeah, go.
What's that guy?
James Arthur.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That was top of my list.
Okay, yep.
James Arthur, Pink, and James Blunt.
Really?
James Blunt and Ed Sheeran would be on the same. Or Adele. But you said 3, so...
Yeah, you love the slow jams.
Yeah, I love a slow jam. I can't do fast. My brain's already too fast.
I remember one year in Origin and you put... there was like a PowerPoint thing on and you just put the most depressing songs on and it was like our one night off.
No.
And you were playing COD or something and it was like Adele in the background. What was that song? It was a James Arthur song, I think.
No,
Lewis
Capaldi.
Yeah, far out. It was
even better.
Relentless.
That's even slower.
Yeah, that was deep. I think we won that year though, so maybe it helped.
We need to go back to slow jams.
Okay, let's do some Tassie Rapz specifics.
Yep.
Okay. You have a massive family.
Too big. It's too big. Don't have a big family.
And a lot of your family members have achieved really big things in sport. So can you list off a few just to give a bit of perspective?
Yep. So one plays NRL for the Raiders. Everyone knows that one.
You can see the
Jordan
name.
Rapana. And then all of my brothers have played like rep footy growing up. Joelin, he was probably the first to make our name known, but he was so he played Aussie Schoolboys back in when Greg Inglis was playing. And then he went on a mission, and then when he came back, he went and played Super Rugby, ended up making his debut, but he never came back to rugby league.
He played Super Rugby a bit though, didn't he?
I think he played 2 games. He didn't play much Super Rugby because he went from here to Perth.
Oh, okay, yeah.
To the Reds.
Yeah.
And then and then my sister Jaylee and her husband, they do CrossFit. They went to the CrossFit Games twice. And I don't know anyone that likes to train to be good at training. But I tell you what, they don't get paid enough money to do what they do.
It's really cool. CrossFit's intense.
And that's everyone's had their moments in rugby league, and that's probably why we love rugby league so much.
But you're the star, surely.
I like to think I'm the star and the favourite troll.
Actually, growing up, who was like, or did you just all fight over who was the best?
Well, we had always had like my cousins pretty much are raised as my brothers. There was like 4 of them that lived with us growing up. And I honestly thought Saban was going to be the one that we all knew that Saban was probably the best one out of all of us growing up. And I was honestly at that point, I was just getting smashed by them. Like I'll get thrown into the fence and
that's why you're a good
blood
defender,
nose, and it was kind of like, you wanted to play with us, so
yeah, welcome.
That was pretty much my childhood, was just like playing with my brothers in the backyard. But we would play on concrete, playing full tackle.
I think it's paid off though, eh?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's where I get my I don't care.
Well, this kind of links to the next question, because I was going to talk about like your 1 million injuries, because you seem to have the most painful, annoying injuries.
But you can get through the season.
Yeah, but like you wouldn't know you were ever injured, except for you complaining.
The whole time.
Respectfully, but...
Well, that's a good...
No, sorry, that broke. It's a low budget studio. No, but okay, run through some of your injuries. Even like the last, let's go 4 years.
So in the last 4 years, I've had double meniscus. So I had a double knee clean out. I've had double ankle. So 1 ankle stabilization, and then the other one was a full rupture of the syndesmosis back and front.
That was fun. We did it at the same time.
Yeah, that was crazy. I didn't like that one.
Yeah, that was.
And then broken nose. And then I've had heaps of little niggly ones. Like I got a broken toe at the moment, but that's just me being sick.
Also your wrist?
Oh yeah, and then both my wrists have pretty much the cartilage pocket that makes your wrist go like this. It's gone. So I'm gonna be what is it? I'm gonna have to get new wrists, new knees, and possibly new hips.
How good?
I love it.
Yeah, you just do it for the love.
It's worth it.
Well, I guess you kind of already answered it, but do you reckon you just pushed through that because when you were little, it was just no option?
Yeah, well, do you want to know? I have a story to tell you why I'm like that.
Okay.
Is because growing up, I love my mum. But mum always said, if you're not able to walk, then you must be then there might be something wrong, but it's probably nothing wrong, you're just being a hypochondriac. And hypochondriac has been a big word in our family. So I was probably 8 and I jumped across we're playing chair tiggy, and I jumped across the chair and pretty much my ankle went behind itself and I landed on the floor.
Ooh.
And then I jumped up and it flung back around. So I'd snapped my ankle, I'd fully snapped my ankle and my foot. Well, for 3 weeks after that, Mum didn't take me to the hospital. So I had this sore ankle. I was hopping around on it. And then my brother tried to force Jolin, I'm going to say his name. Jolin, my older brother, he was getting us ready for school and he's like, put your shoe on. And I was like, I can't put my shoe on. And then
Oh, this is making my mouth water.
I was crying, and then I forced my shoe on and I went to school. Well, then we had like a parents' day, so the parents came in and my mum came in. Well, my teacher goes, I think there's something wrong with Tazmin. She's been limping around for the last few weeks and she can't do PE. And if anyone knows, like, knew me back then, like, PE was my subject.
Yeah, that's the Olympics.
100%. Yeah. And I couldn't do PE, so I had to sit out. Anyway, mum after school took me to get an x-ray, and sure enough, I'd broken the ankle. Oh. But because we had left it so long, it kind of had started to heal.
Oh my God.
And so they were like, oh, we're not going to put you in a full cast, and moon boots weren't in back then, so they just pretty much put like one of those compression sleeves on it. And then they gave me crutches, and then I was
just pour some water on it.
That was me. So in my head, like, since that age, I knew that straight away, like, okay, well, if I can handle that, I can handle anything.
I mean, yeah, that sounds extremely
and I must
painful.
be just like, if it's actually like a little bit sore, then I must be just like being soft. Okay. So that's where I get it from.
Lordy Lord.
Tapped.
A
few loose screws in the head.
Okay, let's go, like, move into the footy stuff. So we'll talk about All Stars first.
Yeah.
So you grew up in Queensland, on the Goldie.
Yeah.
So what was it like for you to be able to experience the All Stars week?
I loved it. For me, I loved it because it showed me a part of my identity that I never really thought was a part of me. I kind of, if you're from New Zealand, you'd probably people would understand that if you didn't grow up back there, you're kind of treated as if you weren't from there. It was like more of like an ego thing. So then you ended up being like, oh, I'm not from New Zealand, I'm a Mozzie, or yeah, you'd be like, my uncles and that all called me a Mozzie. My cousin said I'm less Māori than them growing up because I grew up in Australia. So I always had like this disconnection between me and my culture and where I was from. And then going into that camp, I think I even stood up and I said that I was like a fake Māori. I don't even know why I'm here, blah, 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 blah. And then they kind of cut me off. Like, usually it would be, they take you aside and I was like, they would talk to you outside, but they cut me off in that circle. And then they were kind of like, it doesn't matter how long you've lived in Australia or how much you know about your culture, you're still a Māori and you should still be proud of that. And I think that kind of changed my perspective on things. I'm a proud Māori woman. I love my culture. I might not know all about it, but there's still time there now that I can, you know, teach myself and then teach my kids, and hopefully one day I can take them back there to, you know, do a stint back in New Zealand, because that's something I want to do for them, so that they feel connected.
Yeah.
To the culture. And as much as you can do things away from it, I feel like they need to be like immersed in and be around, you know, people that can help teach them, because that's something I like really envied. And I always asked my parents growing up if I could move back to New Zealand and if we could go back there, but obviously the opportunities here are far more greater than back there. And if my parents didn't move here when they did, we probably wouldn't be as successful as we are. So there's pros and cons to it, but the All Stars camp all over taught me that, you know, I should be proud of who I am, and being Māori is part of that.
Yeah.
So I loved it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Did you like that?
I did like it. Yeah, but I love when you talk about it. Oh gosh, be professional.
Yeah, we're trying to be serious.
Well, not really. It's not working.
That's not.
So let's talk about your debut. Well, the first game we played against each other.
What, when I try to fight you?
Yeah, that. So we'd been playing at Burleigh for a couple of years. We were friends, good friends.
I would consider everyone at Burleigh my best friends at that point.
Yeah, 100%.
I was like, we're never leaving each other.
This is like my favourite memory of you, to be honest, because I just think it's so funny. So the ball's been kicked off. My teammate has taken the first hit up. So you were playing for the Roosters.
I was playing for the Roosters.
We were playing in Melbourne, which is... Were we?
Nah, we were in Sydney at Sydney But
oh yeah, sorry, yeah, we were, yeah.
Roosters home ground.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm taking tackle 2, and you just rip into me like no other. I actually called the ball the abuse.
I think it was me and Z.
Z started later, but you straight away from the kick. But I remember catching the ball, and you were like,
beep that beep.
Yeah, I feel like I should say that.
That C.
F that
up.
C up. And I actually like, so our play was that we were going back door. And I low-key was like, I've passed the ball, and I actually was like half laughing because I was like, this bitch is gonna go to dark places today.
I had to. I
know you had to.
I felt like, obviously, to add a bit of context, me and Z were the first of Burleigh to separate from the Burleigh bunch. Everyone had come up here, and me and her decided that we're going to Sydney to play for the Roosters. And so we had never ever versed our friends before.
That's actually weird. Yeah.
We had never ever versed our friends before. So when it came to the game, and we kind of had to go like dark for us to be able to like take it serious. Otherwise I'd be like, now like looking back, I'm like, I can play against my friends now, and it's like sweet.
It was just because it was the first time.
But the first time, I just remember I had to go to an ugly place. And
Z smashed me in that game, and I dropped
that's
because
we had to legitimately go to a dark place so that we could think of you as not our friends. And then I just remember as soon as the siren went, I started bawling my eyes out. I started crying. That's how emotional I was.
And then you were like, I've missed you.
I went from saying beep 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 to miss you so much.
I love that, man. Like, that's one of my favorite.
That's footy.
Yeah, that's footy, 100%.
Like, the minute the siren went, I was hands over the face crying. I think I was hugging someone that was like, it might have just even been Lala. Like, someone that wasn't even you guys. And I was like, and they were kind of like, or it might have been Toru or someone. And they were just like,
it ain't that deep, bro.
Wait, I've never even met you before. Yeah. But yeah.
Well,
that was a tough one.
Yeah. So you started the Chooks, and then you bounced around a hot minute. Came up here.
Yeah. I was a bit of a slut for a minute there. Club slut.
But now you have come back to the Bronx, and you're here, settled in. How do you like it?
I love it. I feel like, you know, I've been to plenty of clubs, and I've said they felt like home. But I've never felt more comfortable and more myself or in my own skin. Being back at the Bronx, I felt like, you know, 2019 was cool to win a premiership, but I never felt like I was here for any other reason but to win a premiership, if that makes sense. And then obviously floating about and going to different clubs and seeing how other clubs, you know, how they run. I never really felt extremely connected to them. And then coming, like, obviously, little background, Duzzi was kind of like, do you want to come for a meeting with the Bronx? And then at the time I was just like, yeah, why not? And then I'd had no intent.
You know, like a couple of months before that you were like, nah.
Yeah.
But you said it off the cuff, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm not even going to try. And then I just, like, one day I was actually
it was weird because I was actually going to say nah when you said.
I was like, with Ali.
Nah.
And we were like, oh, like, why wouldn't Taz come? Like, she'd love it up here, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, fuck this, I'm texting her right now. Literally messaged you that night.
Well, I was in, like, a weird spot. Even in life, I was just, like, floundering kind of thing. But I wanted to be pushed out of my comfort zone, and I wanted to be like, you know, I don't have much longer in the game, and I don't know about that. Well, in my brain I don't have much longer in the game, so I wanted to make sure that every year was like, it was to count for.
Yeah.
So came up, had the meeting, and then from the minute I went into the meeting to the end of it, I was sold. And so I think that speaks volumes of where I'm at now. I'm enjoying footy. I'm loving the environment I'm around, and I think that just contributes to like how I'm living now. So
yeah,
I'm happy. I'm very happy.
Oh,
very happy.
Don't, I'll cry. Okay, let's go into the last little section. So I'm going to give you a scenario.
Oh, crazy.
Which is...
It's not good for this brain.
Hold on to your hat. It's the do's and don'ts section. It's
Okay.
a D-U-Z, doozy, do's.
Yep.
Yep.
The do's and don'ts.
So, if you... Well, I mean, you don't really need to go into the imagination. More the memory for these ones.
Imagination's already there.
You've had a bit of a scuffle on the field. Bit of a fisticuffs. Are you a player that can just leave it there? Or do you have to, like, are you a salty dog when you take it off and that person's done forever?
Nah, leave it there.
That's good. I thought you would say that.
Leave it there. Like,
Yeah.
whatever happens, I've always been taught whatever happens on the field stays on the field. And I mean, if I was to carry half the stuff that I did off the field, I wouldn't like anyone.
I mean,
including you.
Brigo wouldn't like
Including
it. I
you.
wouldn't like you. That's true.
But nah.
That's mature.
Stays.
That's mature.
Yeah, that stays off the field. If you asked me when I was 16, it probably carries over.
When you had this haircut?
When I had the JB flick. Oh.
Okay, and let's finish with your rugby league ick.
I was actually thinking about this. My rugby league ick is when we come into a scrum and girls know about hygiene, right? Every girl knows hygiene, and if you don't, come send me a message and I'll help you out with it. But I cannot stand coming into a scrum and then the waffles that come out of there. That is my rugby league ick. Did you want that one? There's plenty, but that one is my oh, I can't stand it.
I am speechless because...
But you know what I mean? Like, if it's not, it's the breath, it's like, come on, guys.
Yeah, like cleanliness is...
Godliness.
Exactly. Okay, the battery died, but we were wrapping up anyway, so thank you for coming on, Tazzy
Thank you for having me.
And we're done.